And that's why people invest into these things. Now, the second type are mutually exclusive projects, A, B, C, whatever. Okay. Decision rule is uh, accept the project with the highest NPV, provided it would have been acceptable by its own. So NPV-A greater than NPV-B, go accept A if NPV-A is actually positive. Just because it has the highest NPV does not mean you have to go with it. I mean, there are certain circumstances you have no choice. You're going to have to change something. It's going to be A or B. Obviously, those are uh, cases, but other than that, just because it is the highest does not mean you have to go with it. Now, let's do a little bit of Excel. As I said, I'll develop the templates separately because I want to make it. I mean, I have a template from before, but I'm going to make it even extremely, what you want to call, and let's do something. I'm going to make it extremely user friendly, but let's kind of get into the habit of calculating NPVs. Well, we're going to have some inputs. One of them is cost of capital. I have some issue with my left side, so sometimes I shift the letter. And the other is cost of investment. Number of cash flows. And you know about my colors. So let me put 12% here. Maybe 5,000 here. I don't know, 10. I'm calling it generically year, but you can call it a period. I'll, when I do the templates, you can actually determine the whole thing, but just gonna do a large number just for the hell of it. The year zero cash flow is just negative of the cash flows, and I'm just gonna put some random numbers. Oh, in fact, if This is greater than the number of years, obviously 0. Otherwise, I'm just going to put some random numbers. All right. Those are my inputs. And NPV calculation is simple. For now, I'm just going to do it using the formula. NPV, the first argument is cost of capital. The second argument is all the cash flows. So in this case, it happens to be, 7,000. Let me use slightly different color. No, come on, work with me. Okay. Of course, if this was an example, we would have gone ahead with the project. Why NPV is positive. But a lot of times it's a good idea to kind of give us uh, some sort of metric. For example, here's what I'm going to do. Have I ever showed you guys things like conditional formatting numbers? So I'm going to do a tricolor thing. Red light, yellow light, and in fact, I'm going to do 4 things. Under Home tab, you can do something called conditional formatting. I'm going to do a new rule. And one of the format style is icon sets. And I'm going to pick this, 4 arrows. If it's a green arrow, I'm going to mean that to be go ahead. If it's a red arrow going down, don't. Up yellow, go ahead with it, but be careful. Down yellow, don't go ahead, but you should still consider other things. Let's make these as numbers. Actually, I'm going to do that as formula. Okay, the formula that's I'm going to use is, let me see. Actually, for now, let me just do numbers. Okay. I'm going to actually make a calculation here, divide that NPV by cost of investment, -1. No, yeah, I'm going to copy and paste the format, but let's do, this is going to apply only to the second one. Now I'm going to apply it. Oh, what happens? I'm just going to show the icon only. So in this case, it just says go ahead with it. Or I could have, you know, shifted this whole thing here, what have you. You know, if that was 20,000, go ahead with it. Here I basically built in a functionality. It says if the net present value you make as a percent of the cost of investment is outside of plus or minus 10%, if it's above, go ahead with it. If it's below, reject it. If it's in between,